Boah, Leute, wa? Sommer ist schon was Geiles, ne? Ist schön. Ganzes Wochenende 30 Grad und noch heißer. Wegen meiner muss das nicht. Und heute schauen wir uns die State of Play an, die ich leider live verpasst habe. Wo sind wir denn hier? Gehen wir in den Desktop. Da haben wir State of Play. Knappe 42 Minuten. Haben wir Sound? Oh ja.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, producer at Toys for Bob, and I'm here to talk to you about Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains, Neo Cortex and Dr. Entropy, have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe.
Ach, Dr. Entropy
now
kommt
they've
zurück.
got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions. And it's up to Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans as well as new players to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements that we can't wait to show you today. Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we pick things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay and even our art style. Our art teams wanted to take inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games.
Das sieht auch einfach noch aus wie Crash 3, ne, wie man es in Erinnerung hat. Richtig
Throughout
gut.
Crash 4, you'll see wide open new vistas, new character models, and lots of expressive animations. And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the ability to wall run, rope swing, rail grind, and zip line as well. In the original trilogy, specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game. These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges.
MTX? Keine MTX, also Mikrotransaktionen. Das wollte ich nämlich gerade fragen, ob man dafür bezahlen muss, wenn es nur kosmetisch ist. Gut, weiter so.
Earning gems within levels. Crash 4 also introduces the Quantum Masks, the powerful protectors of time and space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance throughout the game to tackle the crazy challenges that we're going to be throwing at the player. Whether it's Ika Ika, who gives you the ability to instantly flip your center of gravity at the press of a button, Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down the world around you, or Lonnie Lowly, who allows you to phase shift elements in and out of existence, bending the rules of reality and altering your environment with these new masks.
Dann machen die wahrscheinlich richtig schwere Level raus.
We also can't wait to talk to you about the fourth mask, Akano, but that's gonna have to wait for another day. What we can tell you today, though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco. Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, you'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingodile. I repeat, you get to play as Dingodile in Crash 4.
Hä?
A lot has changed in the years since we last saw Dingodile. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately for us, his adventure begins by witnessing the destruction of said beloved diner and getting sucked into another dimension. Finally, there's one more surprise I'm incredibly excited to show you today.
Mickey Epic, Alter. Kennt ihr das Game?
Has always been about finding new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets.
Alter, Unterwasser Gravity. Was soll das denn?
Something brand new to the table. So we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call Inverted Mode. It's our souped up, bumpa berry fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspective shifted, But now, each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience.
Okay, die Frage ist eher, ob ich das muss, aber ich glaube nicht.
You to traverse through a neon wasteland, while another tasks players with spinning paint all over the environment to see their path forward.
Nee, das ist cooler.
We've even got one that feels like an old-timey
Dieses
movie,
Schwarz-Weiß
the
in bunt
overcranked
machen.
camera speed, increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well. Once unlocked, players can replay all the game's levels with a totally new and dynamic look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experience is in store for them.
Okay.
So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time.
Alter, die machen sich richtig viel
Experience
Mühe.
the space and time-bending madness on October 2nd.
2. Oktober. Ist bald schon.
Keine 2 Monate. Play is loaded with third-party updates for PS4 and PSVR, and some new PS5 gameplay too. We open the show with an all-new look at Crash 4. It's About Time, coming to PlayStation 4 on October 2nd. Now let's keep the party going with the latest from IO Interactive.
Yes, Hitman. Richtig Bock drauf.
This is your big day. You should mingle, have fun. Oh, don't worry about that. My art speaks for itself.
Ihr sagt mir jetzt nicht, dass das ein First-Person-Game wahlweise ist, oder? Wie geil seid ihr denn? Achso, PlayStation VR-Mode. Ah, alles klar. Play the entire World of Assassination Trilogy in VR. Death Awaits. Januar 21. Jetzt kommt's. Puzzleteile. Jetzt kommt einfach ein Banjo-Kazooie nochmal. Aber ich denke nicht. Oh. Ups. Es geht auf jeden Fall um Zeit zurückspulen. Ich hoffe kein neues Prince of Persia. Mit den Spielen konnte ich nichts anfangen. Ach, genau. Das Spiel, das kenne ich. Das hat einen ganz guten Twist. Am Ende des ersten Spiels hat sich alles nochmal gedreht. Und du bist gar nicht... Ach, Anniversary Edition. Dann ist es vielleicht sogar das Spiel. Dann verrate ich es noch nicht.
We are happy to announce Braid Anniversary Edition. It's the classic puzzle adventure where you manipulate time, hand repainted for modern, high resolutions.
Many areas have been re-envisioned to make them more unique, and it's even more like a living painting with brushstrokes animating the world. There are more than 9 pixels for each pixel in the original game. There are new animations for smoother motion,
improved sound and music to enhance the mood, and many hours of developer commentary and interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming, and visual art.
We plan to make it the most detailed commentary in any game ever. So if you want to learn how video games are made, Braid Anniversary Edition will be a really good resource.
We hope you'll enjoy the game when it comes out early next year.
Richtig starker PS5-Titel, Leute.
is a mythic adventure set on a mystical island. Let's take a quick tour in this new footage captured from PS5.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Nava from Giant Squid.
Ist das
I'm
dieses...
excited to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless.
Der Zelda-Klon?
The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest. You play as the Hunter. The Hunter is a master of archery. She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape. Fluid, dynamic movement is at the core of the Pathless.
Okay, damit man schnell
So
durch
the
die Gegend
game's
kommt.
unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights. This design was critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the Hunter herself. With help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the Hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
Ah, dafür sind die Federn da oben, okay. Aber wir brauchen natürlich noch ein bisschen mehr als...
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying condition.
als das hier. Als bisschen rumlaufen. Gegner noch gar nicht gesehen. Story, worum geht's da? Artstyle kann ich auch auf der PS3 laufen lassen oder so.
You'll
Sieht
find
aus wie ein
secrets all over
Wii-Titel.
the island, if you know where to look. Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap. You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures.
Ich weiß gerade nicht, was ich davon halten soll. Einerseits super interessant sieht's aus und andererseits vom Gameplay her
The Pathless is all about finding your own way forward.
sowas
So
von
unlike most
langweilig.
open world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her mask to peer into the spirit world and discover distant landmarks. It
Das
even
wird-
shows you where you've been.
Das wäre wieder so ein Spiel,
Getting
was
to
man
higher
einfach auf dem
vantage points
Sonntagnachmittag
will let
mal
you
immer
see
wieder
further with
anfängt
spirit
und
vision.
nur noch zu Ende spielt, damit es zu Ende ist anscheinend. Weil, wo ist die Bedrohung in dem Spiel? Wo ist der Antrieb? Da müssen sie noch ein bisschen was
Giant
erzählen.
cursed spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a
Ah.
constant threat to you on your quest.
Okay, jetzt.
They will try to separate you from the eagle. Stay still in the light to avoid detection.
Der erinnert mich an einen Mix aus Shadow of the Colossus und Little Nightmares mit dem Licht und der Bedrohung. Oder
You
eher
won't be able to take on the cursed
Horizon
spirits
Zero Dawn.
until
Horizon
you've
Zero
returned
Dawn
light to the obelisks.
und Little Nightmares. Wenn wir mal von dem offensichtlichen Zelda-Vergleich absehen, ne, wenn wir auf der PlayStation bleiben wollen.
When the obelisks are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable. Chase them down through the forest to corner them in a dramatic final battle.
Wisst ihr, an was mich das erinnert? An die... Ich weiß nicht warum, aber das erinnert mich mega an die Bossrennen gegen in Diddy Kong Racing, wo man so gegen die Dinos hinterherjagen muss. Die sind auch so riesig und sind nur am Laufen. Aber ich sag euch, wenn das nicht so schön funktioniert mit dem Hinterherjagen, wird das wahrscheinlich auch richtig, richtig nervig. Wenn du den Bosskampf irgendwie 10-mal machen musst, nur weil du einmal verpasst, so ein Viereck zu treffen.
The hunter and eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover.
Okay.
The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Was heißt later? Later this year? Echt? Obwohl, so ist mir ein bisschen im Weg. Hoppa. Later this year. Holiday 2020 ist ein PS5-Titel. Okay. Ah, jetzt kommt wieder was für PS4. Spelunky, geil. Das war nämlich auch unter anderem eine Frage, State of Play, ob das jetzt nur PS5-Titel sind oder auch PS4.
It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together.
Ich hab das gar nicht mehr so in Erinnerung.
And I also wanted to include that feeling of community into Spelunky 2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult. In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves.
Meint ihr, es gibt auch nur Spiele-News? Eigentlich schon, ne? Wenn State of Play ist, dann höchstwahrscheinlich.
Even after many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area. In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you. Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets. But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about. And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game. I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer.
Genau mein Ding.
These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it. That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long journey, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Thanks.
Alter. Ich glaube, ich muss in Spelunky 1 nochmal reingucken. Irgendwo habe ich das bestimmt rumfliegen. PlayStation Plus Titel oder so.
We've got a bunch of new PS4 updates to share with you, starting with a closer look
Genshin
at Genshin
Impact. Okay. Nie gehört. Sieht aus wie ein oh Gott, ja. Japano-MMO. Wieso sieht das... Oder ist das der Zelda-Klon? Das sieht ja mega aus wie Breath of the Wild. Der ist... Alter. Alter, war der Artstyle geklaut. Wie viele Charaktere gibt's denn da? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ach, hier haben die keine... Schade. Ich dachte, die haben da kleine Abschnittsmarken. Das ist ja jetzt neu bei YouTube. Warte mal, was stand da? Diesen Herbst? Genshin Impact. Diesen Herbst 2020. PlayStation 4 weltweit. Da ist die Frage, lohnt sich das wirklich noch? Ich bin wirklich jedes Mal überlegen, ob ich mir noch ein PS4-Spiel hole oder nicht. Natürlich, wenn es jetzt sowas ist wie Ghost of Tsushima, was exklusiv ist. Ja, aber warum sollte ich mir denn jetzt noch irgendwelche anderen PS4-Titel holen, wenn in einem halben Jahr die PS5 rauskommt? Ich versuche jetzt so viel wie möglich an PS4 noch nachzuholen, also was an meinem eigenen Schrank steht, aber dann mal ein bisschen Geld sparen. Ich hoffe ja auch, dass wir bei den 70 € bleiben und dass sie nicht irgendwie die PS5-Titel auf 80 € anheben. Das ist, glaube ich, nichts für mich. Der Artstyle gefällt mir nicht. Und jetzt so, bam, Dark Souls 4. Oder nein! Aeon? Nee, Aeon war dieses MMO, ne? Huch. 2,5D. Das sieht schon eher nach meinem Stil aus. Der ist auch richtig gut präsentiert, der Trailer. Die Mucke treibt ein bisschen. Gerade im Moment, wo ich dachte, geht es nur ums Rumlaufen und so, da fangen die Kampfsequenzen an und haben so Bosse gezeigt. Dann haben wir ein paar Rückblenden, wo es anscheinend an eine Zeit vor irgendwas geht. Auf jeden Fall in die Kindheit. Oder sind das nicht? Ist das nicht eine und dieselbe Person? Anno-Mutation. 2020 auch für PS4.
It's time to talk Bugsnacks. Let's check out some gameplay footage captured from PS5.
Nein, komm, seid mir nicht böse, aber Bugsnacks, das interessiert mich null. Da könnt ihr mir auch einfach 5 Minuten bei zugucken, wie ich wie ich nix mache. Ein PlayStation VR-Titel für Star Wars?
why you never mentioned that you had the Force?
Nächste Frage. PlayStation 5. Gibt es da PlayStation VR noch? Oder ist das jetzt ein Vierer-Titel? Vader Immortal. A Star Wars VR Series. 2020 für? Wahrscheinlich für PlayStation 4.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Okay, Horror. Es gibt Horror. 505 Games. Remedy. Oh Gott, jetzt geht's los. Ah, das neue Control. Also kein Horror. War Control Horror? Ich habe Control nicht gespielt. Oh, da habe ich anscheinend was verpasst. Expansion 2, okay. 27. Die ballern richtig raus, ey. Ah, ein Auto-Chess-Battler. Für? Ist das Dota, was ich nicht erkenne? Das ist natürlich auch schön, Auto-Chess für die Konsole, ne? Bloß unter welcher Flagge? Eine eigene? Hat sich irgendein Entwickler ran getraut, von den Großen auf die Konsole was zu bringen? Ist es wirklich Dota, was ich nicht erkenne? Wahrscheinlich nicht. Einfach nur Auto-Chess. Auto-Chess kommt auch von Dota, oder? Mhm. Die Idee ist toll, aber brauche ich dafür eine neue Konsole? Ist auch eh nur PS4-Pad, was da liegt, ne? Pedestrian Coming to PS4. Januar 21, ein PS4-Game? Was geht denn jetzt ab?
Now let's take a look at 2 new games headed to PS5.
Oh, 2 new games.
We are the forest shadows. Ghosts. Running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Das hört sich gut an.
They count, ration, manipulate. They've taken everything from those they claim to protect. Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army.
Ist das ein neues Thief?
We are wraiths. We bypass defenses.
Wie hieß das denn vorher? Irgendwas mit Darkness, ne? Aber irgendwie ändert, also der nicht, aber der andere Charakter.
We take back what was stolen. And the people call us heroes.
From the dead of night.
To others, we are rivals.
Nein. Nein, lass das jetzt nicht ein Team-Scheiß-Shooter sein.
We are all outlaws. But some of us will become legends.
Das sah mir jetzt fast aus wie so eine Art Hunt Showdown, wo man Missionen machen muss, aber noch ein anderes Online-Team unterwegs ist. Oh, bitte nicht. Aber das Robin Hood-Setting, warum nicht? Die richtig heftigen Waffen haben mich nicht interessiert. Temtem, ist das nicht dieser Pokémon-Abklatsch? Temtem für Konsole? Pokémon für Konsole confirmed? Half-Life 3? Dark Souls 4? Metal Gear 6? Explore together.
Before we wrap up, let's take a tour of Godfall. We've got new PS5 gameplay for this melee-focused action epic launching this holiday.
Okay, Godfall. Weiß ich auch nicht. Was haben wir denn letztens geguckt? Das PS5 Reveal Event, ne? Puh, da hat mich Godfall nicht so beeindruckt. Aber ja, Combat Overview, da können wir mal gucken.
My name is Keith Lee and I am the game director for Godfall.
So, und bevor der gute Keith Lee hier mal weiterspricht. Oh, gehen wir in das Falsche. Gehen wir hier rein. Wir bringen mal jetzt ein bisschen Interaktivität hier rein. Ich werde heute ein Spiel aufnehmen, eine Folge. Wahrscheinlich nennen wir das wieder eine Stunde mit, die erste Stunde mit. Und zwar die erste Stunde mit dem allerersten Titel von Arcane Studios. Die haben Dishonored 1 und 2 gemacht, einer meiner Lieblingsspiele. Und wer mir schreibt, wie dieser Titel heißt, der bekommt den Link zu dem Spiel. Ansonsten bleibt das unsichtbar. Und sobald mir einer geschrieben hat, wie es heißt, taucht der Link für alle in der Beschreibung von diesem Video auf. Deswegen, da kann ich mal gucken, wie weit die Leute gucken.
On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay.
Also dran denken, das allererste Spiel von Arcane Studios. Und der erste, der es beschreibt, bekommt den Link. Und ab dann gibt es den Link hier unten in der Videobeschreibung.
Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next generation console. Please enjoy.
Das sieht halt einfach aus wie ein super schnelles Souls-like.
Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action.
Okay, Looter Slasher. Ich glaube, letztes Mal hat mir auch einfach der Dubstep da drin nicht gefallen.
Loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. Godfall is a complete package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions, no waiting for content. It's all in the game on day one.
Okay, je nachdem wie gut das Spiel wird, Dennis, zocken wir das zu zweit durch online.
You play a Valorian Knight.
Wehe, das
a
ist so wie
godlike
Code Vein.
warrior
Wenn man da
able to
online
equip
zusammenspielt, kriegt nur
valor
einer den
points,
Progress.
Legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment or mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense. More often than not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and closing the gap on enemies. Also,
Ja, das ist ja
you
alles nichts
dominate
Neues,
the
ne?
combat space, not the
Es kommt
enemies,
wirklich drauf an, wie
and
das
the game
Kampfsystem
rewards
sich
you for
anfühlt.
being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves. In Godfall, there are 5 weapon classes: the longsword, the dual blades, the polearm, the two-handed warhammer, and the two-handed greatsword. Each weapon class has their own unique movesets and playstyles, ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons. For each weapon category, each weapon with their own primary and secondary traits. At a later date, we will delve into the weapon classes and how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and the longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall, embodying speed, fluidity, and mobility. The dual blades are exceptional against soft, unarmored targets or single targets. You can perform a combo by executing 4 consecutive light attacks. The dual blades heavy attack is a spinning blade cyclone. The blade cyclone can also be used as a finisher at the end of your light attack combo. So what are the signature moves for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you can also activate Inner Focus, which is unique to the dual blades, which inflicts massive damage
Aber
in a
hatte ein
short
Schild
period
gerade
of
noch,
time.
das war interessant.
There's also Mortal Coil, where you can throw your blade into an enemy, pulling the enemy towards you, like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo. There are 3 signature moves for the longsword class. There's Spectral Flurry, which cannot be interrupted and deals high damage to multiple nearby targets. Then there's Spiral Technique, which
Aber wollen wir jetzt
eviscerates
für
all
jede
enemies
Klasse
in a
hier
straight fixed path. Notice
nochmal
there's a white flash after a longsword swing
nochmal
called a
die
timing attack. If you
die
press the
Angriffe
shield button
durchgehen?
exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game.
Ah,
You
okay.
can always block incoming attacks with your shield.
Das Schild ist also
Press
immer
the
da.
shield button at the right time.
Auch mit dem
you can
riesigen
also parry an
Zweihandhammer.
attack. You can perform a light attack after a last-second shield block to counterattack with a powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense, but also offense. You can aim and throw your shield, which will hit multiple nearby targets. If you tap the shield button just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield button to petrify enemies. And of course, you can perform an R3 ground finisher on enemies that were knocked down to the ground.
Okay, der Boss. Ein Boss. Cool, dass die Kamera ein bisschen zurückstehen bleibt, wenn ihr sein Dash macht.
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5.
Ja, das war
We
auf jeden
also
Fall
wanna
besser
thank all
als
fans for their endless
das
support
erste
since
Video
our
aus dem
initial reveal
PS5
back in
Reveal
December.
mit...
We have a few
War
more
das
surprises
Techno? War
coming
das
down the
Dubstep? Ja,
road,
ganz
such
schreckliche
as
Musik
details
lief auf
on
jeden Fall
loot
zu.
and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Holiday
Thank you.
2020, das kommt alles irgendwann Weihnachten raus. Ich denke mal so 1,5 Monate nach Konsolen-Release haben wir die Bude ganz schön voll mit Games.
That's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this
Ja,
peek
das
into the
war's.
future
Gut.
of PlayStation. See you next time.
Schade, nix zu Gran Turismo. Da habe ich richtig Bock drauf. Und auch nix zu... läuft noch ein bisschen was, ne? Aber passiert nichts mehr. Nix zu... Wo ich vor allem Bock drauf habe, Deathloop. Nichtsdestotrotz... wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Viel Spaß mit der PlayStation. Bye, bye.